Okay guys, so you want to know how you can create 100 ad creatives like this for your brand in just a couple of minutes. In this case, I used Cadence as an example. They're an energy drink brand, and I created the ad creatives using this workflow here in Weevy. I'm going to go through a step-by-step, but I've also put together a full Notion guide for you guys, which includes a link to a template of the workflow, and this prompt here, which we're going to get to in a second. So here we are in Weevy. Weevy is my node-based AI platform of choice. There are a couple of others. This workflow is free, but you do actually need to pay Weevy for the credits you use in generating the outputs. There is a pricing page for Weevy, I believe. I'm not associated with them at all. This workflow is actually a part of what I call the 4-grade ad system I use for scaling paid media with AI visuals. This is the first part, static ads. Benefit of static ads is you can rapidly test ideas and angles, and then use those winning concepts to create animated ads and then video ads to scale your ad account. I'll be going through the animated ads and video ads and how to create them with AI in later videos, so subscribe if you want to see that. But for now, we're going to jump into this workflow here. So first step is to enter your reference images. Ideally, these are from your brand. This is kind of the visual style you're going for. If the visual style is one that you don't actually currently have for your brand, you can grab competitors for inspiration. Just make sure they're all kind of visually consistent. Then enter your product image here and a very brief prompt of what you're after. In this case, I said athlete is passed a can of Cadence after a race. So the first step here, this is a system prompt, don't touch this. That gets passed to Gemini 3 Pro to create what I call the visual Bible, which is basically a very lengthy breakdown of all of these images and the visual style. So the aesthetic, lighting, atmosphere, subject matter and styling, texture and details, product integration, etc. That then gets passed to what we call prompt concatenator. Sounds fancy, but it just combines that with this other system prompt, which I put together, which basically just directs Gemini to create 10 diverse high-end detailed prompts in a specific format. Note the format here, we also want it separated out by an asterisk so that when Gemini 3 creates the prompts using your image, the prompt and this master prompt here, it will split out all the prompts by an asterisk in what they call an array node in Weevy. So we can then select them all from the list. So now we have the images. There is an easier method here you can use if you do want to play around with it yourself. You can use an iterator and then hook that up to the array like so, and then hook that one up to Nano Banana Pro. This pretty much will iterate over the entire list of prompts and output them all in this one node, so you don't need to separate them all out and hook them up all one by one. The reason I do it like this is because I like to see the list of prompts and all the outputs separated just to see which prompt led to which output. But say you want to create 200 images instead of 10, this might be a much less messy way to do it. And if you do want to create, say, 200 images instead of 10, you would just have to jump back into here and change this number pretty much, and then create all the extra list nodes or use this text iterator. Now, how do we go from this to an actual ad creative with some kind of overlay? You could use these in an ad, but what we want to do is test the actual hook or the concept or the idea behind the ad so we know what's a winner and what we can use to scale. So this is the second part of the static ad system. You're going to copy this prompt here and go to ChatGPT. I've already done it. Insert your brand and your product name, and you'll analyze your reviews, your competitors' reviews, your product page, and find the distinct motivation or pain point buckets that relate to your product. These will then get turned into 40 different headline options for each and outputted in this format here. You can copy that across to an Excel sheet, or you can just grab them from here. I then take these into Figma, and it takes literally about 5 seconds to overlay them over the creatives that I have downloaded from the workflow and just dropped in here. And that's how you can scale up to, say, 200 in just a couple of minutes. Now, I recommend tracking all of these creatives in some kind of sheet as well, so you can see which hooks have been used, which have performed well, because then when we get to the next grade of this 4-grade system, animated ads, and then video ads, you'll know which concepts have worked and which you want to turn into videos. Say for example, we find that this hook here, sparkling, salty, and satisfying, works really well in static. It gets a lot of spend, good ROAS. We would then create, say, 4 UGC pieces that touch on that point. I'm going to be releasing videos showing how you can create these animated and video ads for your concepts that do win. So just subscribe and you'll be the first to know.